Hey guys, what's going on? It's Dokkanic here, and today we're going to be doing a review of Dragon Ball Super Episode 92, Emergency Development, the Incomplete 10 Members. So the episode starts out with Goku arriving at Satan's house, and he finds Boo to be still knocked out. Apparently, Mr. Satan has tried everything to wake up Boo. He tried to give him food and wake him up with loud noise. You see some instruments lying around the room. We didn't see any chocolate around there, but I'm sure that, my headcanon is that he had tried chocolate as well. According to Mr. Satan, or Hercule, he apparently, when Boo goes to sleep, he's knocked out for at least 2 months at a time. He usually only needs 1 second of sleep, but the times that he does actually pass out, he needs to have at least 2 months of time to recuperate. Now that's a little bit weird. We haven't heard it. It kind of does go back to the original Dragon Ball Z when you saw Boo in the house and he fell asleep for maybe 3 seconds. He woke up and he was all refreshed. So then we go and cut to Universe 11. We see General Casserole, and he's giving the cat back to the kids. Toppo shows up, and the two kids freak out when they see Toppo. I guess he's like their version of Mr. Satan, but he actually, is a hero. So yeah, he's pretty popular. Casserole and Toppo having a conversation about the Tournament of Power. And Toppo says that the troopers are going to need to take charge while they're gone. That it's going to lead to their growth, and that the trainees are super eager warriors, and that they will be able to handle anything that comes their way. The warriors for Universe 11 are also gathering on planet Netfis, and they've begun their training. From there, we cut back to Universe 7. Hercule is like, yeah, I'll enter the tournament just because Boo can't do it. Goku's like, bruh, you sure about that? I mean, there's going to be a lot of strong fighters there. Remember the preliminaries when, Gohan was getting his ass whooped and when I was getting my ass whooped? There's going to be much stronger guys than that. Hercule just starts sweating and soaks in his own sweat. It's just ridiculous. Then we cut over to Beerus because we see Goku telling Beerus that he cannot wake up Majin Buu. Beerus freaks out because he wants Boo to be awake, and he says if he doesn't get awake, he's going to beat him awake. Whis retorts, after sleeping for years on end, do you think you're really one to talk? That's pretty good. Beerus takes a big bite out of a chunk of meat because he starts stress eating about it because he wants Boo to be there for the 10th person. From there, we cut over to Universe 3, and we see Moscow, the god of destruction. Now, he's the robot-looking one. He says that we must focus our energies together to overcome the Tournament of Power. Now we see Nigrishi, who makes an appearance. He is a contestant in the Tournament of Power. There's little known about him at this time, but apparently he's also some type of scientist, I'm assuming. That's just a guess, I don't know. He is considered Universe 3's greatest modified warrior by Ea, who is the Supreme Kai of that land. That's a little purple Kai with the glasses. Now, Moscow just says, fight, win, survive. That's a pretty damn nice slogan, actually. Nigrishi shows off with a new warrior that's been created for the Tournament of Power, and he is considered the Super Survival Specifications Warrior. He has these iron claws that prevent falling out of the stage, and if for some reason they get ripped off, he has these crazy song structure cups that will prevent him from falling. He is guaranteed to survive, guaranteed with quotes around it. He also has these extension arms and legs that will destroy all the enemies according to him. The other Universe 3 members are also being created along with this time. Now, I'm just kind of thinking to myself, are all these guys going to be able to come together like the Megazord? That would be pretty damn crazy. But yeah, it looks like all their warriors are being built from scratch, so they're all going to be, I guess, mechanical warriors. I wonder how that's going to be with Universe 6 and Vegeta. Are they going to have more from Vegeta? I see some type of standoff between Vegeta and one of these guys. Let's go ahead and we're going to cut back to Universe 7. Krillin and 18 arrive at Bulma's house. Krillin wonders where Master Roshi is. Tien lets him know that he is training, that he needs to overcome his only weakness because he doesn't want to let his guard down. Then we have a brief cut to Master Roshi, who sees Puar in his transformed state as a sexy girl. Master Roshi apparently has beat his weakness. I don't really think so. I think just for that one instance, but maybe there's going to be something else. There's obviously going to be some type of comedy that's going to come along with us in the Tournament of Power, where Master Roshi overcame this one weakness, but there's going to be another one that he can't overcome. So we're still at Bulma's house waiting for Vegeta and 17 to arrive. Gohan, Beerus, and Piccolo and Supreme Kai collaboratively tell everyone that Boo is asleep and that they need at least one more person because Zeno said 10, and when Zeno says 10, he means 10. Personally, Gohan, I think, has too much faith in Goku because he goes and says that he has complete faith that Goku is going to wake up Boo. Piccolo kind of also lets the cat out of the bag by saying there isn't 10 million Zenny because Krillin was talking about how he can't wait to get paid or wants that 10 million Zenny, how it's going to go over to 18. Piccolo retorts asking, what are you talking about, the 10 million Zenny? He also calls Goku a bastard. Tien brings up the fact that everyone is actually there for the money. So if if they're all here and they're not getting the money, then why the heck are they even there? Krillin then goes and asks what the Tournament of Power is really for. We quickly cut over to Vegeta, once again blowing up the room of spirit and time with his Super Saiyan Blue transformation. Piccolo goes and says, you just see him muttering to himself, that bastard forced his way out again. And that is the first half of the episode. So far, so good. I like it. I'm enjoying the setup here. Personally, I think that they should have had a little bit more to do with Majin Buu. There should have been a little bit more lore extended onto it. I mean, why does Majin Buu sleep for 2 months at a time when he does pass out? But, I mean, whatever, what can you do? I guess they tried to cover up as many plot holes as they could by saying that he's asleep and them trying to wake him up. But let's go ahead to the second part of the episode. We start off the second half with Cabba and Caulifla. Cabba shows off the Super Saiyan transformation. Caulifla freaks out when she sees it. She gets super excited about the transformation. She's like, I can feel the power. She wants to know how to do it. She wants Cabba to try and teach him, so he's like, alright, fine. And you can kind of tell he's a little bit nervous. He calls her a blockhead, and then he calls her a dummy again. Each time she starts getting angry. She freaks out and confronts him about it. Cabba backs off like a scared dog. It's crazy. He then goes and tells her, well, you need to be able to get angry in order to unlock this form. And she replies, well, wait, you were trying to make me angry with that? Because, I mean, dummy blockhead, I guess, right? I mean, I wouldn't get too angry about that. She thinks it's stupid and says, well, are you mad every time you transform too? Which is a really good question because, that was the underlying thing. It was like, oh, it's a response to a need. It's a response to a need. You need to get angry or the pain of loss. And there's times when they're transforming where they just do it at will. So then he goes and explains that they need to focus the power or her energy in the back. It looks like it was between the shoulder blades in order to unlock the transformation, which is a really good, it's better that they finally went a little bit in depth on how to unlock the transformation. Caulifla attempts to concentrate her energy, and you see the energy bubbles focusing in that area. They obviously are going to exaggerate the energy there because we haven't seen it before, and this is the first time we're doing the explanation. You see her struggle to transform, but then she transforms and she struggles to maintain it. It kind of reminded me back when Gohan first went Super Saiyan in the Room of Spirit and Time. She gets it on her second attempt. She goes and she transforms a second time after losing the transformation, and she is set. Kale this entire time has been in the background kind of freaking out and just staying quiet. Once Caulifla has made this transformation, I just love the little reference there. I feel power overflowing. That's insane. Kind of brought me back to Broly. She lets a charge attack, and while it's powering up, that also reminded me, it was a little bit of a call to Broly because how all the lighting in the scene changed. It kept on looking like the energy was going into the ball. With red and the different colors. It's very similar to how Broly did a power up on his attack. She lets this massive energy beam up into the air, this big red massive energy beam, and just so super powerful. She goes and then asks how to undo the transformation, and Cabba tells her to release the tingly feeling from her back. He asks if she can enter, and she's just like, hell yeah, I want to enter. This is an amazing transformation. I'm assuming, like other Saiyans, now that she's attained this new power, she wants to test that power out. She wants to be able to take herself to new heights. So she also says something to Cabba, about, I can now probably whoop your ass. And Cabba's like, yeah, you probably could at this point. So Caulifla also wants to go and train Cal on this. So she calls Cal to come out. Cal is apparently her protege. Cal just kind of thinks I could never do something like that. And then they kind of end the scene. We got back over to Universe 7 when we see 18 Bulma and Krillin, and Goku's flying in, and then they start, all three of them start to attack Goku. Krillin calls him out for lying about the 10 million Zeni, and now Krillin and 18 are not going to enter the tournament. Goku says that he'll give them the money because Mr. Satan has given them all the money that they're, from helping with defeat Majin Buu from all the royalties that he got or whatever. Vegeta, for some reason, calls him out and says that Chi-Chi owns all of that money. I mean, what a dick. I mean, Vegeta knows that they're gonna, if they lose the Tournament of Power, that they're not going to be able to survive because the universe is going to die. Why is he going to go and say something like that? But hey, you know what, whatever. Goku then says he's going to go to Bulma for the money while Bulma is right there. And Bulma says, don't rely on me, which, I mean, I don't blame her. At that point, you're going to go and say, oh, well, I'll just get the money from Bulma. While she's right there, that's kind of disrespectful. And then he says, well, Bulma, it's, an Americanized version of it. You could piss away 10 million Zeni if you really, we won't actually feel anything by doing that. Krillin interjects and flips out, saying Goku was trying to bribe them with money and how that was really low of him. That he should have been essentially trusted them with that information. He was more mad at the fact that the universe was going to die and he couldn't tell them that information. Krillin specifically says, what do you think that if I knew the universe was going to end that I wouldn't enter? Goku replied yes, and Krillin says, yeah, you're right, I'm not going to enter. So, yeah, that's a thing. But whatever. Goku begs Krillin to enter and that he needs Krillin's quick thinking in order to win. Krillin's like, yeah, well, you should have just said that to me in the beginning. Beerus goes and interjects. He mispronounces his name, calls him Turden, and then yells at him to enter. He's like, enter! And he goes, you need to win. You need to make sure you survive, and if you win. And he goes and he hits the Hakai ready, and he goes, and if you don't enter, I'll destroy you right here. Hakai obviously is destroy. Then Krillin's just like, yeah, okay, fine, I'll enter, just don't kill me. Then he says, either way, 18's not going to enter unless there's 10 million Zenny. Bulma then chimes in, and obviously, she's like, don't worry, I'm actually going to pay the money out. If you guys need the money, just make sure you freaking win. And obviously, I mean, it's a, well, I guess you could call it a lose-lose for her, because if they lose, she doesn't have to pay out the million Zenny, but they all die. And if they win, well, then she loses the 10 million Zenny. But it's Bulma, and she's rich, so, she's Dragon Ball rich, so that means she will probably always be rich. Then the Supreme Kai chimes in, and he does mention that we still only have 9 people. Beerus goes on a rant on how this is a large universe and there's no time for us to go and look for someone else. Then he goes and he blames Goku and the gang for destroying Frieza's army, as they're the only other ones that were that powerful to actually take place in the Tournament of Power. Goku then comes up with this really bright idea. Let's make Frieza the 10th person. And everyone just kind of freaks out. And then, I don't know why Beerus freaked out, because, that Beerus should have stood there like, yeah, actually, that's a good idea. But Beerus freaked out nonetheless, along with everyone else. We then cut to Frieza, and he's still hanging there in his cocoon, and the episode ends on him. So, yeah, that's exciting. I can't wait for next week's episode. So, in the next week preview, Goku uses the Kenzan to cut down Frieza, and the two of them are having a conversation. They come to terms on Frieza's release. So, I'm assuming Frieza has come up with some type of terms that, again, this is just an assumption, that if they win, that he gets to go free from hell, I'm assuming. I don't know if they're going to wish him back to life or something like that. I don't know. He will come to terms with Goku in order to agree to enter into the Tournament of Power. We also get to see, after that, Frieza goes into his golden form as an angel. We also see glimpses of the other universes. Specifically, I just did want to mention, we see Kale transform into that beastly Super Saiyan form. I don't know if that's going to be specific for next episode, but it possibly could be. But yep, next week's episode 93, You're the 10th Warrior, Goku goes to see Frieza. But yeah, guys, I'm super hyped about this. I'm really excited. I can't wait for next week's episode. Frieza comes back, and we're that much closer to the Tournament of Power. Thank you guys for joining me here today. I hope you're excited as I am for next week's episode. Hit that subscribe button if you're new here, and you all have a great night.